Well, guys,
hey,
thank you for sitting down with me. I appreciate it.
For joining us.
So we got Alan, aka Repkord, aka Pooch.
Yep, man of many names.
I know.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Well, I've been. My last name's Puccinelli. Everybody's called me Pooch since I can remember.
Really?
I mean, people think they're clever that well, your last name's Puccinelli. I'm gonna call you Pooch. Like the first one to think of it, right? But you just own it.
Yeah.
And then it's like there's no.
It's like now
I like it. I'm used to it. That's what everybody calls me.
I wouldn't call him Pooch for a long time because I was like,
That's
I'm not
weird.
gonna call you Pooch. That's weird.
Yeah.
I felt bad too. I know him by. I either I call him Pooch or I call him Repkord, and it's like I don't like calling him Repkord.
The thing is, we get there eventually. You know, it's like people are like, me, and it's like that's just the term of endearment we go by. So anyway.
And Travis, my friend, you guys probably seen. Well, you guys probably didn't see the last interview that I had with him.
You heard it. It was on it.
I'll put a link to that right up there. Watch. It'll appear right there.
Right on my head.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for sitting down with me. I wanted to talk to you today about your Repkord box. The RepBox.
Yeah.
That thing looks stinking sweet on the internet. I was hoping to come here today and see one, but you guys are so. You guys are.
I mean, we have parts of them, but yeah, we don't have a full box here. This is kind of where the side panel fabrication happens.
So tell me, what brought about coming up with this idea?
It was kind of a brainchild of mine in the beginning. We had been talking about like spool management and stuff, me and Alan, for a while, and I just like had this idea one day. I was like, okay, let's get this box together. I can laser cut it. We can, store spools in it, and it kind of just was born from that. I like literally put together a 3D model of it that day. I was like, okay, let me make a test image of like what I'm imagining, and I sent it over to him. I was like, can we do this together? Because I was like, I could fund the project or anything like and he's just like he latched on and he did it and like sent it over the top, because like I don't think I could have ever done it by myself without this guy. He like I had the initial like planning of the original box, and then he like just like shot it to the top. It was like crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's been an awesome collaboration from the get-go, and I think we're kind of an interesting space where we have a ton of filament, we have a bunch of different printers, and I mean, like any great idea, it was like born of necessity.
Exactly.
We were like, we didn't know if anybody was going to buy these, but we're like, hey, at the very least, I remember a couple times we're like, hey, at the very least we'll have these and we'll use them, so hey, that's great. And we talked about different ideas. I was just kind of using an open air thing.
Yeah.
And Travis had the idea that, look, there's just...
Make a box.
Let's make a box. There's tons of dust and particles and stuff. Just if nothing else to keep it clean. And
to feed out of it.
Yeah, to feed out. We weren't really thinking dry box, I think, originally. And we weren't thinking like multi-material organization. So we kind of... It's evolved.
Actually, the multi-material was one of the original thoughts.
The original palette.
Because I had that cardboard box with the rod right in the middle of it.
Because that's one thing I noticed about your design is that it's got set up so that you can bring out multiple filaments at once and have them where they feed into whatever.
Cut to some B-roll right now with that happening. So
send it to me, okay?
Okay, yeah, totally.
right there.
B-roll, RepBox being fed. And it was very intentional. Like, so originally, Travis just drew up a simple box. And we're like, okay, that's good. And we kind of were like, hey, you know what? Like, let's do it. We
were hitting the ball back and forth like crazy. Like the first night that we were talking about it, it was just like, we were like, okay, we can do this, and let's do the rollers this way, and blah blah blah. It was like crazy how much.
So from the first moment that you guys came up with this idea to the first prototype, how long was it?
I mean, the first prototype. I mean, I remember cutting some out of cardboard like almost instantly.
Yeah, we were like messing with it. And we just.
And then I kind of 3D printed a small version of it that I kind of pieced together. And I mean, I don't know, a day or two. I mean, it was like, it went from a sketch to like cardboard.
I had a 3D model of like what the basic shape and stuff like that in the beginning, like the first thing I did, and then we just like went off of that and started just playing with it and tweaking it and.
Yeah, so we started doing it, and then it was just about the time. It was just before Earth was coming up.
Yeah.
And
he was like, "Let's take this to Earth," and I'm like, "We're going to Earth." Like,
well, so I never had a booth at a trade show before, right? Yeah. And so Earth was trying to get off the ground. Good friends with Nick and Chris, and they were like, "Hey, what's it going to take to get you to come to this thing?" And And I was like, well, geez, I don't know. It's all the way across the country, and I don't have like Pelican cases and stuff to like pack up all. I don't have a booth. I don't have any of that stuff. And so we just kind of, he helped me like kind of make a sign, and we were working hard on this RepBox, and it seemed like a good opportunity to just kind of like, let's put it out there and just see what people say.
Yeah, exactly.
And apparently it's taken off because you guys are fairly keeping up, man.
I mean, we're almost like scared to push it too hard because we're still really trying to rein production in so that it's super reliable. Because right now the orders are coming in like as fast or maybe even a little faster than we can keep up with. Yeah. So we're still working very hard on that piece. We're getting there. So
you're becoming more confident with let's.
Yeah, I mean it's a whole nother animal. Taking something from this idea to like a mass-produced thing.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, this will be so easy. And like, the box that we made for Earth, it was easy. It was like super easy to put together. But then the feedback that we got from all the people there, like they were like, okay, you can do this. And like I remember even the schools and stuff. That's how we got like the lock idea. Like
there was a couple maker spaces that approached and things that we haven't even thought of. And so I think that Earth was more valuable. So we pre-sold maybe 15 or something at Earth, but it was way more valuable in terms of just kind of seeing what the maker community thought and did. And we'd been kind of tinkering with it enough at that point where we're like, geez, is this even like you start to doubt yourself. Because you're like, oh, this is just a silly box, and like, who's going to want to pay money for this? But I think we also don't appreciate that we actually have access to some really cool stuff that a lot of people don't. The laser cutter. Yeah,
doesn't even
that have enabled
the room that where I'm sitting in. If you looked around here, I mean,
more B-roll, laser cutting.
Last year, there's a lot more signs on the wall. Okay, but my God. This man right here is talented, the yin yang man.
and he needs a lot more credit than I feel like he's very humble. This guy,
he is.
He's like, yes, he kind of. We bounced it back and I'm like, yeah, let's run with it. But the truth is, like, I wouldn't have been able to do it without him and his.
I wouldn't have been able to do it without you, man.
I mean, it's a really awesome collaborative story. His design chops are all over it. His ideas for coming up with different ways to customize and different designs that people would like and whatnot.
I've got to ask you: is this the default design?
No, we have.
That's one of the 18 choices I think that are available.
18 choices available.
Or you can do custom if you want to do your own
and
artwork.
We've been doing a lot more custom than I would have thought. There's a lot of people that are really interested in just doing these custom panels.
So cool. Question for you: what does a Repkord box cost right now? I believe they're
$99.99 for the base model.
Standard,
Okay, now the base model. What is the base model? How many spools will that hold?
So the amount of spools they hold are the same.
Okay.
So we say 5 kilos, and that. It basically, I mean, if you've been doing this long enough, you know that like different kilos or different widths and stuff like that.
It all depends on the filament itself.
Mainly the standard spools, and there's a little play in there.
Yeah, we left a little bit of room, but it was intentionally designed to be as wide as it was. One, because we like that number 5, and 2, it's just over. It's 18 inches wide.
It's easy to pick up,
so that it can be wall mounted on 2 studs easily.
Yeah, that too.
Wow.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
And so what would, whenever somebody wants a custom panel, what does that cost? Is it
another 15 for the side custom? Yeah, we're doing $15. We just have a template that's just basically this. It's effectively 12 by 12, and whatever you want to put on there.
That's worth it.
And we've done. I don't know if. I don't think we're violating any copyright, but Chris Waraki, I think I'm saying that right, is really big on the Prusa group.
Yeah, that's actually him as a zombie.
This is like, I don't know if he did this or somebody else, but he's got like, so he sent us this, and we've seen all kinds of creative stuff like this, so we love it, man.
That is
that's a custom one right there.
That is cool. I love this design myself.
You like the gears, huh?
I like that.
You know what our number one choice right now is?
Carbon fiber.
Carbon fiber.
Really?
Yeah. People love that carbon fiber.
On your front panel, is it also customizable as well, or is it just the side panels that are customizable?
Just the sides.
Yeah, we're just doing the side panels for right now. The front panel's just the logo, and then we were playing with doing that little flame detail on the top, but that hasn't been super well received. I mean, it's not detracting from it, but we've had a couple of people like, can I just get a plain one? And we're like,
you might as well just not have it, and then
and
then just add it in if you need to.
Yeah. Well, the engrave definitely takes...
It takes a little bit longer
to do, too, so it slows the manufacturing process down. And then it's another thing to potentially worry about if you've got... This one's got this customization. Like, the more customizations you have, the more SKUs and pieces you have to keep track of. So that makes it a quality control issue, too.
And as far as build time, how long does it take to put one of these together once the person receives it?
So I'm saying if you're dedicated to, I say about an hour and a half.
Okay. We just live stream 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
At least.
Well, we just did a video, so it makes it easy to follow along.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah. People like that was an interesting exercise too. Like I really underestimated how difficult writing a build guide would be.
I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
I'm like, how hard can that be, right? I'm just like, I'll take some pictures, I'll do this. But the problem was we started doing it like while we were still developing it, and so it was like, oh geez, this doesn't apply anymore because we changed this part out or all this stuff. And I'm like, oh. So thankfully, we solicited the help of Joe Mike Taranella, very big in the community, and he does technical writing professionally.
Oh, really?
And so he offered up his services, and we are so thankful for that.
He basically loved his RepBox so much that
he's like, but your manual is garbage. Like I'm gonna fit, and we're like, please.
Well, with the manual, didn't it take him like 4 hours or something?
Well, yeah, I think it was doing worse. Like, see, a lot of these they're makers, right? And so they think like, oh, how hard it's a box. Like I'll get it and I'll figure out how to do it.
Oh, there's a
lot of pieces that we thought about a lot to make sure that things wouldn't fall apart, things that it's solid, make sure that the board underneath doesn't sag from the weight of the filament. There's a lot of things that went into it that people don't think about, just being a box.
Yeah, they just think, oh, it's just a box, why do I want to? I saw the box. I saw the more detailed pictures of it. I was really hoping to see one up close and personal, but I saw the up close pictures of it, and man, it just the detail you put into it as far as the feed and everything else on it.
Yeah, there's not a thing on there that's not purposeful. In its design. And it's funny because as an outsider, I get a lot of like, well, why did you do it this way, or why didn't you do this, or why? And there's a reason for all of it.
It's to make it where it feeds easily. It's not going to hang up.
Listen, that was not a slam dunk by any stretch. Like when we first did it was like, oh, this is actually binding up here.
Yeah, the first boxes that we did actually pull a little bit harder, like on the filament, it like kind of
well, the angle it was feeding out was different. So it's actually seen a really big evolution since the days of Earth, which feels like forever ago.
How long ago was that?
It was only like 3 months or 4 months ago.
Yeah, which
I know time flies, doesn't it?
Well, in manufacturing time and stuff, it does. And I mean, even still, like we've gotten to the point where we have a production version that we're sending out, but then we're still doing kind of small tweaks so that we can take away like quality control issues, to make it easier for us to package and produce. So having less parts, less 3D things 3D parts to print and stuff like that, all translates to a better experience in the end. It's a faster assembly. It's less like misses on our part of what what we package in and stuff. So
the R&D, the more R&D you put into it, and the better the product is in the end.
Yeah,
and you guys have done your homework on it.
And we've been really lucky that the community has really been very supportive. Like every bit, and we were very open to feedback. Like I want to, if somebody gets this thing and really they hate it or whatever, like I want to know that, and I want to know why, because we want it to be the best thing. I don't want it to be. We're both makers. We've put a bunch of kits and stuff together, and I don't want to have a poor experience and stuff.
Yeah, we wanted it to be good, awesome, and affordable, basically.
Right, and that was stressful, like pricing it, because you're like at some point, you're like, wait, do I want this box or do I want a printer? And you look at some of these other things out there, and we really wanted to try to keep it under, $100. And we're right there, but there's a real psychological barrier, and we wanted to be somewhat affordable, so that was the intent there.
Now, one last thing that I was talking to you guys, both of you, earlier today about the seal kit.
Yeah.
So I understand that there's going to be a seal kit, so it's going to
help. There is a seal kit.
There is a seal kit. Yeah. So it's going to keep, hopefully, because this is something you're going to be testing, right? As far as
we have, but we haven't done the official.
We have tests and plans. Yeah,
we've got hygrometers and humidifiers,
like a hydrometer.
Yeah.
Desiccant, close it up, see if there's a difference.
Right, and we're playing
I want to feed humidity into the room too, like to make sure.
We're gonna just torture test it, right?
Get vaporizers.
Well, and because I mean, it's made of the paneling is MDF and stuff, so it's single sided, and it's pretty much laminated on. There's double paneling on most of the whole thing, but we don't have enough time and longevity of data around like how long can this thing sit in just a terribly humid environment before like that wood starts to soak up.
I just want to see a video of Travis going into the shower.
Torture testing.
This
box is right.
I'll just hang the RepBox up in the
shower.
Put your shampoo in there. That's a good idea. You should do that. I like it.
With that look that he gives, you know, that come on, so let's see that look. Come on, show us that sexy look. Yeah.
Is that it?
That was kind of half because I was laughing.
Well, guys, I can't thank you enough for sitting down with me. Awesome. I really appreciate it. Please check them out. I'll put the website right down here. What's the name of the website?
Repkord.com/RepBox if you want to specifically, or just Repkord.com for all the other stuff we got to.
Any plans on a Kickstarter?
No, not for the time being. We've spent a lot of time discussing this, and I think the community is kind of tired of Kickstarters, and there's not a lot of faith in them. And we really wanted to show that this is a viable product.
Right out of the gate.
Right out of the gate. We chose a lot of the design decisions we did so that it was achievable without a lot of capital raise. So now that we've tested the market, now that we've got orders coming in, now we're starting to think of how do we optimize it so, you know, maybe it is worth investing $5,000 in a mold for injection molding pieces and stuff like that. But that's, you know, for V2 and stuff like that. For now, we're just trying to keep up with demand and cranking.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Alan, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Travis,
this was fun.
Thank you. And catch you in the next one. Hey guys, thank you very much for watching this video. When you have a chance, please check out my website, jimmyshawstidbits.com, where you can purchase merchandise through my TeePublic store, as well as check out my Amazon affiliate link as well. Every little bit you purchase that way helps the channel tremendously, and I thank you for it very much. Also, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe, please click on the link over here. And if you'd like to support the channel, please click on my Patreon link over here. Also, if you'd like to watch one of my other videos, please give these a shot. I think you're going to like them. Oh yeah, you're going to like them, especially that one over there. Have a great day. Take care. Bye.